Hi folks, Mike Lambo here, and this is a just for fun playthrough of Rifle Squad US at Omaha Beach. If you're looking for an explanation of the rules, then I've already recorded instructional playthroughs which you can find on the channel, so have a look for those for the game. This is just me playing quickly through an example mission, a one-off mission, not part of a campaign, and I'm going to play Inland 1, so the first inland mission. I've set up already, so we've got the objective up here in these buildings. There's also an HMG in there in cover. There's an LMG over here in these buildings in cover. There's an HMG in the bunker in cover, which is potentially a nuisance. We've got the 8 positions as usual for the potential enemy markers, and I've decided to set up down here like this. After some umming and ahhing, this is what I've decided to do. So let's just start and see how we go on. So I think I'll start with Corporal Watts, see what he can do. He's with his bar team and he rolls a 1, which is a great start. Nobody can reach, can't order the bar, not enough orders. So let's look for cover, shall we, in those trees, guys? Yeah, we don't find that either. Sergeant Jack then hopefully comes to the rescue. Well, he gets 6 orders, that's useful. And he's going to have to order the bar to fire, I think, for 2 orders. So let's have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, the bar firing. I've given the bar to Howe this time. It was in my instructional playthrough. Dakin had it and it was just rubbish. Fortunately, everyone was really, but there we go. So Howe's got the bar. He's firing then at the building text, and that is a complete miss. So he's no better by the looks of it. With the other 4 orders, what to do. I think we make some room, don't we? Let's... wow. I think I'll push those 2 forward and bring the bar and Watts out of there for those 4. Sorry, Dakin. Sykes then gets 4 orders, and he is going to use 3 of those orders to have these 3 fire at the bunker. 3 + 2 bonus dice on the HMG, and that's at least a pin, so that's quite helpful. That's something. And the other order, I think we'll have them find cover as well, just in case. Where are my markers? Here they are. So just in case that HMG does open fire. Probably won't, but in case it does, give them a bit of extra cover in there. And then Staff Sergeant Ray, oh good lord, just gets 3 orders. So not enough to scout this turn. Ugh. Okay, I think actually I'll just order those 3 to fire again. So 5 dice on the HMG again. 6 is only relevant now. Just a load of pins, that's no good. That's my turn done. Not the most productive, but there we are. For the Germans then, the LMG goes first. He gets a 4, which is a fire order, unfortunately. So he 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, Dakin is in range. 5 dice at Dakin. And that is, he's well and truly pinned. There's 3 pin rolls there. That's a miss. Don't need those. Pin for Dakin, and a potential hit. He's in the trees. He gets a 5+ save. He does save, fortunately. But he is pinned, which is not great, but it could be worse. The HMG at the top there gets a 2. Okay, he's going to move, I think. He's going to move to a higher ground hex. Is there one adjacent? There is, so he's going to move into there. Leaves that cover behind. Whether it moved or not, find cover is in trees. Needs a 4+ for that. It doesn't get it. So he's now in those trees on the top of that hill. And that puts my guys here in line of sight. Got to deal with that next turn. And the pinned guy in the bunker rolls a 4, so he rallies and retreats, which is not too bad. Loses the cover accordingly. Turn 2. Can only have 8 markers on the board, which I have gone okay. Right, let's think. This middle column is now safe because he's tucked behind that bunker, so pushing up here would be helpful. Let's go with Ray. He gets 4. Okay, that's just enough to move my scout into there and then scout. So that uses up all of those all of those orders, I should say. What does he see from there? He sees 10, which is a D. What's that? Sniper, I think it is. So we've got a German sniper. Where is it located? I think it's fairly restricted where it can go. Let's have a look. Yeah, 6. Is that on there? It is on there. Oh, it's right over there. Okay. So this sniper appears 2 hexes over to the side. So he appears in these trees. Has he found cover? He has. And because we scouted him, he's not hidden and he won't fire immediately. Okay, Sykes gets 3, and he's going to order the bar to fire at that sniper. Fortunately, he's appeared in the line of sight of the bar, so the bar can fire down there. So for 2 orders, we'll fire the bar. And for the other order, oh, he can't order Watts because they're the same rank, and he can't order Jacks, he's higher rank, so we'll save that order. So he's firing the bar at the sniper. The sniper's hex, to be more precise. Okay, we get a potential hit. We're not on high ground, we won't get that reroll. That's a miss. We have pinned him at least, and that is a potential hit. His save is 654 plus, and he doesn't save. So in fact, the sniper appears and is then killed in action, thanks to a spray of random bar fire into the trees. What else are we going to do then with Sykes's final order? We will probably advance somebody. Let's push Brig up into there for now, I think. Over here then we'll go with Sergeant Jack. Now he's got 6 orders, so I think I am going to unpin Dakin. I'm going to rally Dakin for 3 of those. Just seems a bit early to be leaving people behind just at the moment. It might be useful. Oh, do I? Because then we haven't got enough to scout. It'd be handy to scout, would it? No, let's not do that yet. Let's push Howe up with the bar into there for 1. And then let's pull Dakin out of there for 1. That leaves 1 more, doesn't it? We'll have these guys in the woods here look for cover, which they find 3+ in the woods there, so they get cover there, which helps them just in case they do come under attack. Oh, I just realised I've left Ray in 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I've left Ray in trouble over here. So let's see, Watts, what can you do to help out? He gets a 5. Okay, so Watts is going to move over here for 1, and then he can't order Sergeant Ray to move, unfortunately. That's a bad... What have I done here? It's very silly, Mike. Very, very silly. He can order Lopez to find cover. Let's you try that. We can't really get any fire on that HMG yet. We could put someone in the way. Gosh, we could as well. That seems a little ruthless, but I'm going to do that, I think. So for 1 order, Watts is going to order Brig to enter that hex there, really just to provide a shield, to take the fire from the HMG, really. That seems harsh, doesn't it? It does, yeah. He's always got 3 left. So Brig steps out. He's not scouting, of course. He's not a scout. We could move Lee in there. I don't want to lose a scout, so I'm not going to do that. because then he'll be stood in line of fire with that. Okay, let's see what there is here. He sees a light machine gun, and where does that appear at? 6. Well, that's out there as well. Okay, that's... Can it do that? It can do that. Yeah, it does appear there. So it will appear in these trees again. Hang on, no it won't. What are we talking about? Brig. No, it's off map. Roll again. 11 is okay, so that's going to go up there and across. So he's appeared actually in these trees. In cover for 4+. 3+ rather. It's not trees, it's woods, Mike. So he's in cover. And he isn't hidden because these guys can see him. But he will open fire because he has line of sight to those same guys in these trees. So good in this wood. So good job they found some cover there. So we've got 5 dice coming at them here. And that's 3 pins. That's probably the worst result I could have had, to be honest, because just basically pins everyone in the hex. So the whole lot of them, despite being tucked up in cover in the woods, are pinned to the spot under a hail of LMG fire. Awful. Okay, sorry, I had 3 orders left, didn't I, for Watts. So he is now going to... Brig can't reach him with his rifle, that's a shame. Order Brig to find some cover if he can. He does find some cover. 5+ in a clear hex, he finds that, that's good news. That leaves 2 orders left. They're still in line of fire, aren't they? But not much we can do about that. He's going to order Jones up. I think. For 1. And got another one, don't really know what to do with that. They might as well just find some cover themselves, I guess, or get Lopez to find some cover. Lopez, find some cover, mate. He does. So we're all finding some decent cover. That might help, you never know. It's on to the Germans then. So this guy is going to go first. It's all powerful machine guns, isn't it? It's a shame. Oh, he gets a 1. That's good. He's not actually going to fire. He's going to move to higher ground. We can't do that because there's nothing around him. Whether he moved or not, find cover. He's already got cover, so we won't do that. The HMG here gets the same. He wants to move to high ground. Unfortunately, there is high ground. He's going to move into this bunker. Then he's going to look for cover, which he is going to find. So that puts him right back to where he started. That's bad news. LMG over here gets a 3. He wants to fire. He can't fire down there. That's blocks line of sight. The trees block his line of sight. And he can't block fire down there because there's nobody there. HMG at the top there he does get a fire order, unfortunately. So that's going to be 6 dice firing at Brig. Sorry, Brig. Feel bad, but we had to do it. Had to protect Sergeant. Can't afford to lose Staff Sergeant right at this point, or even getting pinned really. It's a bit disastrous. So 6 dice on Brig. He's on high ground, so we're re-rolling 1s as well. There aren't any 1s, so they're all misses. But there are 2 potential hits, which could be disastrous. Brig is in a 6/5+ save. He's got to save them both, remember. He saves 1, so the other one is a hit. So Brig is injured. And that's not the best, but it is what it is, as they say. Move to turn 3. We should have 7 markers left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In fact, we're ahead of the game at the moment, which is good. It's all becoming a bit of a mess in the middle here. Okay, Staff Sergeant Ray. Come on, give me 6. Yes, you get 6. Okay, so we are going to... What are we going to do? What are we going to do? That's a very good question. Tempted, aren't I? Tempted. Fat. That's what I'm going to do. This is, again, feeling a bit bad, really. I've never really done this before. It's a bit strange. So Ray's got 6 for 1 order. He's actually going to order Brig to move. Okay, so injured. Remember, they can move or rally only. And obviously they can be healed, but that's not them performing that action. That's somebody else performing on them. So he's going to get Brig to move into there. So injured he may be. He's still going to sort of crawl his way up this hill. He's a bit of a hero, is Brig. Crawl his way up this hill and have a look round. And he's going to tell us that from there he can see a rifleman and a submachine gunner. Okay, the rifleman is directly ahead, 2 hexes away, so he sees the rifleman in these woods alongside the LMGer. He's in cover already, so don't roll for that. He's not going to be hidden because Brig can see him, in fact, as can these guys. He will fire, however, and his preference for firing is at the nearest hex, so he will fire at Brig. So 2 dice at Brig. Oh, wow. Look at that. Box cards. It's 666. It's 2 potential hits, and Brig's save is 6+. So he needs the same roll. He needs 666 to survive, and both hit. And Brig is unfortunately therefore killed in action, and that's yeah, he's going to get something really, you know, a serious medal for that, I think. Serious medal. The other guy, so got the SMG, is going to appear at 7, so he's in the same hex again. This is starting to be a bit problematic over there. Again, he's in cover. Again, he's not hidden because we've still got guys here who can see him. So let's get rid of that cover there, that's been vacated. And in fact, he won't fire either because his SMG only has a range of 2 and he can't reach them. So he has nobody in range. So that's pretty good. So Brig's done a great job there. Great job. Hero. Absolute hero. Still got 5 orders as well. We're going to put Lopez up on the hill for 1. And Staff Sergeant Ray is also going to move up onto the hill for 1. Which is 3, because I'm getting him out of line of sight of the HMG, although I realise I'm putting him in. In fact, let's think about that. I'm not going to move Staff Sergeant Ray up there. I'm going to move him here into these trees. Okay. He can still do what I want him to do. And then he's out of line of sight, safely behind this hill. He's going to order Lopez to do a grenade launcher attack for 3 orders on this hex here. So he rolls 2 dice to determine how many attack dice he gets. Oh, bad. So you take the highest, so he gets 3 attack dice only, which is a shame. Usually we'll get more than that. You average about 4.5. He's got 3 attack dice in there. He needs some good results here, and he gets nothing. He misses completely. So the grenade bounces off the trees and does no damage. Oh, dear. Lopez is now also in serious trouble. Corporal Sykes gets a 4, and I think the risk of getting a little... Am I going to do that or not? Risk of getting a little sidetracked here. I think he's going to move there for 1. And then he's going to order Lopez again to fire his grenade launcher. This time he gets a 6. So he gets 6 attack dice. Again into the same hex, remember. He gets 2 pins and a potential hit. So we always deal with the potential hit first. Their save is 3+. And that is a successful save, but there are 2 pins to allocate. Now we go to the enemy type chart and work our way down it. So is there a rifleman? Yes, there is. Is there an SMG guy? Yes, there is. So they pin those 2. Okay. So when we're pinned, we get choice. When they pin, they work down the chart. It generally works out. They pin their weaker soldiers first. Okay, so that might help a bit. Let's go with Watts. Oh, he only gets 2. Okay, now he's going to want to move Sykes out of the way. Can't order Sykes, of course. He's the same rank, so that's Sykes is now in real trouble. What have I done? What have I done? Dear. Watts is going to just order Lee and Jones to fire at that bunker. They get 3 dice, and that is missing all day. That's missing all day. Sergeant Jack gets 6 orders. So he's going to use 3 of those to order those 3 guys to fire again at the bunker. This time they'll get 5 dice. There's 3 rifles plus 2 bonus die because there's 3 of them. And that at least gets it pinned. Okay, we'll at least pin that HMG. Pin and 4 misses. And then with the other 3, he is going to rally Hall, the scout. He's going to rally Hall. Cover marker's gone. Okay, German's turn. We're going to start over here with the LMG. That gets a 1. Excellent. So for whatever reason, he wants to move to high ground. Can't find any. He's already got cover, so he does nothing. So that saves Lopez from a hail of LMG fire, which is great. Lucky LMG must be reloading or whatever. He's pinned. This guy gets a 5. He wants to fire but can't. There's nobody to fire at. He's already in cover, so he won't do that. And the HMG at the top gets a 4. So he wants to fire 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He has a range of 5, so he can hit Sykes, unfortunately. And he will fire with 6 dice. And he is re-rolling 1s because he is on higher ground. Oh dear. So already we've got a pin and a shot on target. Re-rolling those 2. Fortunately, they're both misses. You only re-roll once, by the way. So if you re-roll a 1 on the second turn, you don't re-roll that as well. So you've got a pin and a potential hit. The potential hit can be saved, but only with a 6+, which he fails. So unfortunately, Corporal Sykes is injured and pinned by that HMG fire. And we need to do something about him pretty quickly, I think. Okay, then we deal with these pinned units. So let's do this guy here first. He gets a 1, so stays pinned. Guy behind him gets a 2, so he stays pinned. And the guy in here gets a 5, so he rallies. Becomes unpinned as a result, but does nothing else. That takes us to turn 4. We should only have 6 markers left. We have 5, so we're still doing okay in that respect. But we do have a lot of people pinned. A lot of people pinned. These 3 here just, you know, especially Corporal Sykes. That's a nuisance. Right, let's go with Sergeant Ray. Oh, just 3. Why? Really wanted a 6 there, so I could have rallied him and had him fire into there. I'm going to have to unpin Corporal Sykes. I really do not want to lose him. So let's rally Corporal Sykes for 3. Now, Corporal Sykes himself, because he is injured, just gets a flat 1 order. I'm going to do him next, and what he's going to do is move into these trees. Okay, remember, injured soldiers can move or rally. Already rallied on his own. Now he's going to move. He gets 1 order. He just literally crawls into the woods out of the HMG fire. Let's do that for now. Okay, then we'll go with Sergeant Jack. Okay, he does get 6 orders, which is pretty useful. And I'm going to rally Private Gill for 3. And then I'm going to move Private Gill for 1 back here. Let's get him towards Sykes. And then the other 2 I'm going to use to fire. This is Jones and Lee, I guess, thematically more likely. 2 rifles plus a bonus for being 2 of them. Shame I can't get all 3 of them to fire, but never mind. I really want to get Sykes back in the game. So 3 dice on the HMG, and we get it pinned. We get it pinned. Useful. Okay, and then we go Corporal Watts. Really want a nice roll here, please. 5. Okay, that's pretty good. Because I think what I'm going to do is rally Howe for 3, and then for 2 have him fire the bar. And he's going to fire it into this hex here. I needed a pin. Needed a pin. The pin would have automatically gone on the LMG. Get a hit, the potential hit. They've got 3+ cover though, so it's not great, and that's a miss. That's saved. Okay, that's me done, I think. This LMG goes first. Get a low one. Yes, he does as well. Still doesn't fire. So they fire on a 3 to 6. So most of the time they'll be firing, but he, for some reason, he's having problems with his gun. Again, he won't move. There's no high ground, and he's already in cover, so he won't do that. So he does nothing again. We're lucky there. This LMG here gets a 4. So he's desperate to fire, but he's got no target. And he's already in cover again, so we won't do that. HMG at the top, also firing, but nobody's firing now because I've cleared this column, which is good. Let's do these then. This guy at the front here, pinned guy, gets a 5, so he rallies. He rallies, does nothing else. And the SMG guy in there with him gets a 2, so he stays pinned. Stays pinned. And the guy in the middle here, come on, something decent. Oh, he gets a 5, never mind. He rallies as well, so he's back to normal status. Okay, we move to turn 5. We should have only 5 markers left at most. We have 5, so we've got to do something this turn now. We're under pressure again to try and do something. We have got the bar back. Let's try and sort out this side a bit. Let's do quite a lot to do over here, isn't there? Well, let's start over here because there's not much decision to be made over here. Let's just do Staff Sergeant Ray. He gets 5. Okay, so little mini team. Somehow they've managed to get themselves cut off. It's a shame they haven't got somebody else with them, but you know, that's it. Actually, what he'll do first is order Lopez to fire his grenade launcher into that hex again. Okay, he gets 6 dice. Good. In it comes. It's a pin and a hit. Although he is on higher ground, Lopez, so he does actually get a reroll. I forgot about that. I don't know if I missed that in the early one, but he's on higher ground, so he gets to reroll the 1. Unfortunately, he rerolls it as a miss. 5 and 6. So that's going to be a 3+ save on the potential hit, and they fail that, actually. So again, we go back to the enemy type chart. Have they got a rifle and grenade guy? They have. So he is killed. Okay, pins are irrelevant at that point. Just work your way down this chart, and you know, whichever is at the top. So he's pinned, he's dead, which is good for us. And then we've got a pin as well, and that pin has to go on the LMG because the other guy's already pinned. And you can't pin somebody who's already pinned. It has no effect. So that's a great result, really. I don't know, Ray doesn't really want to move up onto that hill. There's no real point. If he had 3 orders left, he could move up and then they could both fire. But if he moves up, there's only 1 order left. So he might as well get Lopez to fire his rifle now. He's fired his grenade launcher, now he can fire his rifle as well. You can do each action once in an impulse. So he's going to fire his rifle. It's one shot. Again, re-rolling 1s. It's actually a hit, potentially. But they've got a 3+ save. And they do save that, unfortunately. And then we'll get Lopez to look for a bit of cover up there if he can. He's a 5+, and he doesn't get it. So that's that sorted out. That's pretty good. That protects these guys and Lopez as well from their LMG and the other guy up there. So that's okay. In here is a bit more tricky. We've got to remember to reveal one of these markers. But we've also got an HMG here. So I think rather than trying to do something about this guy, we need to focus on this guy and the markers around him. So let's... let's roll for Jack. Oh, I can't believe it. Can't believe it. So Jack just gets one order. So he has Jones fire at the bunker with his rifle, and that's a miss. It's just terrible. Watts then gets 3 orders. That's awful as well. It's Leah's now just, someone's got to go. So I think we'll just have Jones. Sorry, Jones. Again, I just can't afford to lose my scouts, but I'm just not getting the orders to scout. So Corporal Watts orders Jones. Sorry, mate, you just got to go forward. Get in those trees and see what there is there. Well, he's no doubt looks at him and says, hang on, isn't that a scout's job? Corporal Watts just says, it's an order, mate. So up he goes, 1 order. Jones moves up there. What can he see from there? He can see B, which is just an SM, just a submachine gunner. Okay, could be worse, actually, could have been worse. So a submachine gunner. Let's check out where he is. 9. Oh, he's a long way away. He's a long way. 3 hexes away. 1, 2, 3. He's right up there in those woods. So somehow, as Jones makes his way up, he got a glimpse round the side of the hill or whatever. But he's seen this guy, or heard him perhaps back there. He's like, oh, I'm sure I heard a machine gunner back there in the woods. Is he in cover on a 4+? No, he's not. Okay, is he in line of sight of anybody? He's not been scouted, remember, so we've got to check whether he's hidden. And unfortunately for us, he is hidden. So although Jones has sort of heard him, has a feeling there's a presence up there, he hasn't actually seen him, and the guy himself is hidden in those woods. However, he won't fire because there's nobody to fire at. His range is only 2, and that's blocking line of sight anyway, so he can't fire, so he won't fire. Okay, so he can hide, and he could have fired because, remember, he wasn't scouted. Jones then, Corporal Watt still has 2 orders left, and we really need to get, so he orders himself and Lee to fire at the HMG. That's 3 dice, 2 + 1 bonus. Firing at the HMG, and we get it pinned again. Just about holding in there with that. And then finally we got Sykes down, and he's injured, and he only gets 1 order. So he shouts to Gill, says, Gill, over here. So Gill runs into the woods, ready to patch him up, I hope, very soon. Okay, over to the Germans then. So these are all pinned. So we've got this LMG here. He gets a 1. Okay, so he's going to move this time. He wants to move to higher ground. So he's going to actually move back into these trees behind the buildings. And then whether he moved or not, he'll find cover, which he fails to do. Needed a 4+ in the trees, of course. So he's up there now. Still got good shooting down here, and now he's re-rolling 1s, of course, but his cover is less good. The hidden soldier in the woods there gets a 1. So it says, if not in line of sight of any US, then hide. Well, he would have hidden, but he's already hidden, so we won't do that. Whether it hid or not, find cover. So he's now looking for cover in there. Needs a 3+. He gets that. Unfortunately for us, he buries himself deeper into these woods. And then the HMG probably can't really do much, but he gets a 6. He wants to fire, but he has no target, so he'll try and find cover. And he needs, I'm going to roll that again because it's wedged on its side. It's a 2, so he fails to find cover in the trees. Again, needed a 4+, was it? Yeah, needed a 4+. Fails. So then we do the pinned guy, this LMG. Hopefully, now that's a great result. Okay, so the LMG gets a 3. So he rallies, and then he retreats. And when the Germans retreat, they always retreat straight up their column to the next hex above, always. If it's full, or if it's a vortex, or if it's off map, they are removed. So he has disappeared somewhere. I'm not saying he's fallen in the lake or anything, but he's, had to go round it or whatever and got lost or something. So he's gone. Next guy could do the same result, really. He gets a 2, so he remains pinned. And the guy in the bunker there gets a 1, and he remains pinned, the HMG, so that's good. So things may be just turning in our favour there. We move the turn timer on to 6. We need only 4 markers left. And we have 4 markers left. We go again. Right, Staff Sergeant Ray. He gets 6 orders. So he's going to order Lopez I think he's going to move up this time, actually. It's pretty safe to do so, I think, now. That leaves him 5. Then he's going to order Lopez to fire his grenade launcher again into those trees. And he only gets 3 dice this time, though. He gets some 6s, really. He doesn't get anything. Oh, he gets to re-roll the 1. That's another miss. And then the other 2, I think he'll order Lopez to find some cover. And he does. He's for 5+, remember, in a clear hex. And then finally, he's going to shoot himself, in fact, at that hex. So single rifle shot, and that's a miss. Okay, over here, more in the action, where we do need to resolve another marker. We've got 4, and he's going to have only 3 at the start of the next turn, so we've still got to keep pushing forward. So let's do Jack. This time he gets 6. He's back in the game, is Jack. So he is going to... He can't do everything there. I really want him to. Okay, let's do this. Let's move Jack up. Okay, so Jack moves up for 1. And then he's going to push Hall up into there. That's going to resolve that marker for 1. But he's going to order him to scout for 3. That's going to leave him 1. So what can you see, Private Hall? You can see 8. Oh, it's A and B again. Okay, so not particularly strong enemies, but numerous. The rifle guy appears at 6, which is over there. Okay, so he appears over there and it's clear hex. Is he in cover? 5+? No. And he was scouted so he won't hide and he won't fire. The SMG appears at 4, which is down there. 1, 2, 3. So he appears in these woods. Okay, so he picks up that cover automatically, but not the hide status. And he's already in cover, so he doesn't need to roll for that. Okay, that's not too bad. A bit more to think about as we get push on. Jack's got 1 more here. So I think what he's going to do is maybe get Jones to fire. Yeah, let's just have Jones fire at this, or find cover. Or Hall find cover. We're being too cautious. Now let's get Hall to find cover. He doesn't. Okay, you've got the 2 corporals then to go. Corporal Watts then goes first. Oh, he only gets 1. I can't believe it. I just needed 2 so I could heal up Sykes. He doesn't get that. It also means he's stuck there himself, really. Let's get Jones to find cover. 4 in the trees is enough. It's frustrating. Okay, that's us done. Let's go with their Germans then. So they're all pinned. So this guy here gets a 5. So he wants to assault, he can't do that, so he'll move to a hex with no US in it. Best cover, what's the best cover he can get? Obviously that's going to be the bunker, which has already got cover on it as well. So he moves in here with the HMG guy. And then he fires. Who's he going to fire at? Nearest hex, Jones or Hall. Worst save, that's Hall. So he's going to fire at Hall, which is not something I foresaw. But that's what he's going to do. Unfortunately for me, he misses. What else we got? Let's do the hidden guy. He gets a 4. He wants to fire, can't do that. So if he has no target, he'll move to a hex with no US in it. And the best cover he can find, well, they've all got the same cover, actually. Every hex around here has the same cover. Furthest up, that's going to be one of those 2. Sorry, nearest the objective first is the test, which is one of those 2. And then furthest up. So he'll actually move into this hex here. That's him done. The submachine gunner gets a 3. He wants to fire a grenade launcher. He hasn't got one of those, so he'll fire his SMG, but he can't. LMG over here gets a 4. He wants to fire, but nobody's on his line of sight. So hang on, so he'll therefore find cover, which he does. HMG over there fires. Can't do that. You look for cover, which he does find. And that applies to both of them, of course. Then we've got a couple of pins. So this guy here, please retreat. Oh, he stays pinned. And this guy gets a 5. He rallies. It doesn't fire, but he rallies. Let's put them like that. Okay. Turn 7. We need 3 markers left max. We've got 3. We're okay. Well, it's all okay. This is a real nuisance. We're going to have to do these at some point. Gonna need some more heroes, I think. Okay, I'm going to do Corporal Watts this time. Just give me a few orders, thank you. He gets 6, nice one. So for 2, he's going to order Gill to heal Sykes. So that uses up 2 orders. And then he's going to order Private Lee to move over there, just to give them a bit more reinforcement and also to help remove that marker. So that leaves him 3. And then he's going to order the bar to move to there for 1. He's in 2. And then for 2, he's going to order the bar to fire, which is 4 dice into the bunker. And it misses completely. Misses completely. So that's what's done. Then we're going to do Sykes. Oh, he just gets 1. Terrible. So he's going to move up. Then we're going to do Ray. He gets 6. So he's going to order Lee to move into there to resolve that for 1. And then he's going to order him to scout it. So let's see what Lee can see from there. He gets a 10, which is D. That's another sniper appearing here. And the sniper can only appear on certain hexes. 8 is one of those. Can he do 8? He can do 8. Oh, wow. Right over there. Okay. Oh, he's there, in fact. He appears in the bunker. Shocking. He's already in cover. Oh, dear. Okay, so then he's going to order Lee to fire at that bunker. 1 dies, remember, he misses, and then he's going to order Lee to find some cover, which he fails to do. Oh, it's awful. So we've done that. So we've just got Sergeant Jack to do, and he's got to get some serious something on there. Right. Now, we can't assault that hex anymore, because you can only have 3 guys in any hex at one time, which we can't get anyone else in there, which is also a pain in itself. But there are options here. So Jack is going to order he's going to order Corporal Watts to move up 1 to there. And then he's going to order the bar to fire for 2, I think. Give me 4 dice. He's going to order Jones to fire with it, which gives me a rifle and a bonus die for additional. He's going to order Watts to fire with it on his rifle, so that's 1, and an option and a bonus die as well for an additional guy for combined fire. So 4 for the bar, 2 for the rifles, 2 for combined fire, gives me 8 dice into that bunker there. We need some really serious 5s and 6s. And we didn't get any pins. We didn't get any pins. That's terrible, really. So no pins, we can't re-roll, we're not on high ground. But we did get 3 shots on target. Unfortunately for us, their save is 2+. We failed 1 of them. So we have killed 1 person. So go back to the chart. Have they got a rifle guy? They have. He's the guy that goes. That's not helped at all. We've got 1 order left for Sergeant Jack. So he's going to get Hall to fire into that. Is he going to get him to fire? Or is... Yeah, he's getting him to fire. Come on. Oh, it's a pin. Okay, it's a pin. Again, consult the enemy chart, and sniper appears before HMG, so the sniper is pinned. Okay, that is it, I think, for me. So over to the Germans then. This HMG will go first. He gets a 5, so he does fire, unfortunately. He's going to fire 6 dice, and he's firing at the nearest hex. So one of these two. Not Lee, one of these two. Worst save. Well, they've got a -1 save because they're in a clear hex with cover, and he's in tree, so he's -1 as well. So same. Most US on hex, so they're going to fire at these lot. 6 dice into there, re-rolling 1s. And that's not actually a bad roll for us. So there's 4 misses and 2 re-rolls. So re-roll those 2, and they're misses as well. Wow. So the HMG panicking, I think they're firing that bilio down into here, but missing everything. SMG here gets a 6. He wants to assault. He can't do that, so we'll move into a hex with the best cover, and that's going to be that one there. Okay, he's not hidden, only he is. That cover is lost. So this LMG next gets a 6. He wants to fire, but there's no one to fire at. And the guy who's... Well, let's do the HMG first. He wants to fire. Can't do that, there's no one to fire at. So then we'll do the guy that's hidden. He gets a 4. He wants to fire. Has no target. So I'll move to a hex which has no US on it with the best cover. So it's going to be there or there. And the test is nearest to the objective. So this guy who's hidden is now hidden in the objective hex. Which doesn't sound like a good thing to me. Got a couple of pinned guys here, so this soldier on the side here gets a 3, so he's going to do the same as the LMG did. He's going to rally and retreat, and because there's water there, he goes off and is removed from the game. And the sniper gets a 5, so he rallies, stays where he is. Okay, not too bad, not too bad. We move to turn 8. We can only have 2 markers left, and we're going to have to deal with one of these this turn. I'm tempted to do that pretty early on, to be honest. So let's do Sergeant Jack. He gets 6, which is good. So first thing I'm actually going to do is pull the bar over here, because I want to be able to use that in a minute, I hope, on that LMG. So I'm going to move the bar, because I've got plenty of orders here. Then I'm going to order a Hall to move back into that hex. And I think I'll order him to scout it, even though he uses a lot of orders up. So what can you see, Hall? I guess an 8. Another 8. Keep rolling 8s, don't we? So that's another rifle and SMG guy. Okay, the rifle guy appears at 5. That's right in front of him, in fact. There it is. And is he in cover? No, he's not. Okay, we should be able to deal with him fairly easily with a bit of luck. SMG guy appears at 3. That's off map, so we re-roll. He gets a 5, so he's right there as well. So they both appear. Must have wandered out these hexes or out the buildings or something. Suddenly there are 2 guys right there. Right there. Sorry, is he in cover? We didn't do him, did we? He's not in cover. Needs a 5 to go into cover that. So, yeah, we can deal with them fairly quick, I think. Sergeant Jack still had 2 orders, and he rolled 6. Hang on, he rolled 6. He moved the bar, and then he moved Hall for 4, and then he scouted. So he's got 1 order left. So we'll get Hall to fire, and he gets a pin. And the pin goes on the rifle guy. That's pretty good. So that's Jack done. Then we're going to do... Got that bunker as well to think about, haven't we? Maybe we're a bit quick to pinch the bar. Let's do Sykes. Okay, he gets 5. That's pretty good, actually. So he's going to move for 1 order. And then he's going to push Howe over there for 1 order. And then he's going to order the bar to fire for 2 orders. And Hall to fire with him for the other order. And he gets a bonus die because there are 2 of them. Into this hex here, I think... Oh, should we do this hex? Can both do either, can they? Both cross shoot line, that can't they? I think I might do this one, actually. Yeah, let's do this hex. More of a problem, isn't it? Oh, there are 3 pins there. So no hits, but 3 pins. So the sniper is pinned and the HMG is pinned. Not a bad result. Then we're going to do Corporal Watts. He gets 4. So pretty good rolling for this. Anyone he can bring up? There isn't actually, is there? We're losing these guys. A medic needs to be brought up somehow. Yeah, there's just no one he can pull in. So for 2 orders, those 2 are going to fire at this hex over here. Firing together, they get an extra dice, they get 3 dice. They get a hit. They're on a 6+ save. They don't do that, so the rifleman is removed. Got 2 more. They can't fire again, unfortunately. There's not really much they can do. And they can't really order anyone else to do anything either because there's nobody around that Watts can order. They're already in cover. Yeah, there's nothing to do. It's a bit of a waste, never mind. So that's those 3 done. Let's do Sergeant Ray then. We can really push up this side now. Start heading towards that objective. Okay, he's got 6 orders. So I think we're going to push everybody up to there. We come down the hill and then we're now behind these trees, so we're out of line of sight. That's gone, by the way. That's 2 orders done. And then we're going to have Lopez fire his grenade launcher into the bunker. What does he get? 4 dice. 2 pins, they're already pinned, that doesn't count. They've got 1 more, so I think they'll find cover over here actually. And they get that. They get that. It's a bit of extra assurance against any nasty surprises. That's me done. Then we've got this SMG over here. Unfortunately, we didn't get rid of him, did we? He gets a 5. Ooh, that's nasty. He wants to move to a hex that has US in it. Ooh, he can. He's going to move into there and he's going to assault, actually. Didn't think about that, did I? I should have got a bit more fire on him, maybe. Anyway, he's going to assault. 6 dice. It's going to be very bad. Okay. There misses. Pins are ignored. Hits are not savable when assaulting, so I have 2 hits to allocate, which I must allocate evenly. So Howe gets 1 and Hall gets 1, which means I've effectively, for now, at least lost my bar and one of my scouts, which is bad. Plus, they can't really do anything now. Oh dear. That's a terrible situation there because all they can do is rally and attack, but because they're injured, they can't attack. They can't be healed because Gil can't get into the same hex, and even if he could, he can't perform the heal action whilst under fire because he'd be engaged then. And I can't get anybody else in there to help destroy this guy. So what's going to happen now is this SMG is going to keep attacking them until they die. Little mini battle going on, and I can't do it because he got 2 hits, you see. That's really bad. Still, let's keep pushing on, you never know. Not allowed to move out of there, you see, if they're engaged. So that's him done. Don't do them. Let's have up here. Then we've got this guy who's hidden. He gets a 6. He wants to assault as well. He can't do that. So he will move to a hex with no US on it, which has the best cover that he can get to. And that's going to be back to this hex that he was in before. So he goes back into there. And then he wants to fire, but he's nobody to fire at. Then it's this LMG over here, gets a 1. He wants to move to higher ground. He's already on it. And he's got cover, so he won't do anything else. The HMG wants to move into higher ground. Again, he's already there and he's got cover. And the SMG gets a 5. He wants to assault, but he'll move into hex with the best cover nearest the objective. So he'll go over to there. So not much going on the German front. We got this HMG. That gets a 2 and remains pinned. We got the sniper who gets a 6. Oh, that's bad. So he rallies and then fires. And he is going to fire at the nearest hex. So that's going to be Jones and Watts. He's on higher ground. He's re-rolling 1s. Okay, he's got a pin and he's re-rolling the 1 for a 2. That's a miss. So just a pin. Just a pin, so let's put that on Jones. We're on to turn 9. We have 1 marker left, which is all we can have. So we're still okay. If we resolve that this turn, we've at least achieved the first part of the mission, and we've got to secure the objective. Right. What on earth are we going to do now? I'm tempted to keep going with these guys over here first, so let's see what they get. They get a 6. It's quite an interesting little group that's over here. Not quite sure how they've ended up together, but they have. I think what I'm going to do is for 3 orders, I'm going to have all 3 of them fire. So we could do a grenade launcher attack, but we're rolling a 2d6 then. I'm not guaranteed, as we've seen, to get 5. I prefer to have the guarantee of 5 dice. From 3 rifles, there's 3 of them to get 2 extra dice, so 5 dice. The grenade launcher is useful when they're out on their own or with one other guy, but once you get them into a group of 3 rifles, it's often better, safer to fire the rifles, I think. So firing at that bunker, we've got a pin there, so that's going to go on the sniper. And then we have 3 more orders, so what I'm going to do is move Lee up. I'm going to move Lopez up, and then I'm going to have one of them look for cover. In fact, I should have moved one and then looked for cover really, and then moved the other just to be safe, but we found it. Only 3+ needed in the woods, so they found cover, so they're all right. So we're pushing, still making progress up there, I think, pretty well. Over here, less so. We've got some real issues going on. There's no point. They're a lost cause, really. They you know, keep him engaged as long as you can. That's all we really need them to do. So let's have Jack. He gets 4. He's going to ask Dakin to go into there. You've got no real choice other than to do that. That leaves 3 orders. You can't scout, you're not a scout. So Dakin, what can you see from there? Answer 2. What's that? Oh, it's 2 riflemen. Wow. Okay, don't get that very often, but there it is. 2 riflemen. So first one, where are you going? Going at 9. That's right up there. 1, 2, 3. He appears in this building. Is he in cover? No, he's not. Is he in line of sight of anybody? They can't see them because they're effectively distracted by this guy. He's similar, distracted by this guy, and no one else can see him. So he is hidden, but he won't fire, at least. Second guy gets an 11. He's over there. 1, 2, goes into there. Gosh. Okay, is he in cover in the trees? No, he's not. Is he hidden? Certainly not. He can be seen by loads of people. Will he fire? Yes, he will. And he will fire at the nearest hex. So he can't fire into that one because he's got a guy in there. So he's going to fire at them or them. Nearest hex, worst save. Well, they're both the same. They're -2 for the woods. They're -2 for the trees and the cover. Most US. They both got 2 in. So odd even will go with this. Odd. So he's going to fire over here. So 2 dice. He gets 1 pin. And that has to go on Watts, unfortunately. Sergeant Jack still has 3 orders left. And he is going to... what's he going to do? He's already moved. You can't move him again. He's going to order... In fact, he's going to rally Watts. He's going to rally Watts with 3 orders. So then we'll then go Sykes. He gets 6. That's good. Yeah, and what I'm going to do with him, actually, I'm going to move him. So he's going to move. He decides to order himself effectively to move. And then for 3, he's going to assault. So I just want to make some progress and get rid of some guys. Oh, we don't even get a 6. We do not get a 6. Ignore the pin. Doesn't work for assaulting. So he's gone into... He's got 2 orders left. So he could now fire his rifle. But first of all, for 1 order, he's going to throw a grenade. Sykes does have grenades. So he's going to throw a grenade. So we roll 1d6. Oh, well, it's a 1. Which means we roll 1 attack dice. Which is a 5. And pins do work on grenades. So that's pinned him. And you've got 1 more... order. He's very limited. Remember, he's engaged. All he can do is rally and attack. So he can keep attacking. He can fire his rifle now. So he's assaulted. He's thrown a grenade. Now he can fire his rifle. And he misses. Not the best outcome, but there we are. And then finally we've got Watts. And he gets 4 orders. I think he's going to rally Jones because we just need some people. We need some legs on the ground here. We need boots on the ground rather. So he's rallying for that. He's got 1 order left, so he just asks Jones to fire. I can't fire into that one because Sykes is in there. Fire into the bunker, see what happens. Nothing. That's me done. Over to the Germans. So we go down this chart. We start with engaged. Now he is engaged with these, so he goes first. So we roll on this chart here. He gets a 1. So he wants to assault. Okay, so he's now going to assault those 2 guys again. So here he comes again. And this time he gets nothing. He gets nothing, no 6s. We would ignore pins anyway, he gets no 6s, so nothing happens there. They're all pinned. Guy up there in the building gets a 5. He wants to assault. He wants to move to an adjacent hex and then assault. We can't do that because there's nobody there. So he wants to then move to a hex with no US in it, with the best cover that there is, which is that one or that one. Nearest the objective. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so he's going to move into these woods actually. Whether he moves or not, he's going to fire. Can he fire? He can't fire at sights because he's engaged. He can't fire. He won't fire. Okay, working our way up. This SMG over here gets a 3. He wants to fire, but he can fire. He's going to fire 3 dice at them. And he gets a potential hit. Fortunately, we've got a 3+ save. Unfortunately, we fail that. And therefore, I'm going to put the injury on Lee. Awful. LMG gets a 4. He wants to fire. He can't fire into here because there's a German guy there and he can't see Dakin because of this German guy. 1, 2, 3, 4. He can fire over there though, can't he? Yeah, I'm not sure I really appreciated quite how dangerous that hex was when I shoved everyone in there. 5 dice. Oh dear. 1 of each. Re-rolling 1s, of course, as well. That's another hit. Gosh, they've got 2 hits, saving at 3+. Oh, it was a 3, that. So that's another hit, and I'm going to have to put that on Lee. This is a one-off mission. I don't mind. Well, I don't mind. Don't want to lose him, but I've lost Lee. He's killed. And Lopez becomes pinned. Then we go to the hidden soldier up here. He gets 6. He wants to assault. We can't do that, so we'll move into the hex with the best cover nearest the objective, which is there. And then the HMG wants to fire, but he can't, and he's already in cover, so he won't look for cover. We move to turn 10. There's no red number. We must have by now resolved all the positions, which we have done. And we only have 3 more turns to get a leader into this hex and clear everybody out of there. That's not going to be easy, is it? Nothing's going to be easy here. Let's go with Sykes first. He's engaged. Let's get him. He doesn't have to go first, but let's do him. He gets 4. So he's going to assault for 3 of them. So he's assaulting this guy he's in the same hex with. He does get a 6, and therefore he is removed. He's got 1 more order, of course. So he is going to... God, not much he can do, is there? Oh, hang on. Wait. I forgot something, didn't I? The end of the last turn, I forgot to do these 2 pinned guys. So the HMG got a 6. So he got a 6. So he rallies and fires. He wouldn't have fired at Sykes because he was at that time engaged. He would have fired into this hex. Unfortunately, he's missed everything. Didn't even roll any 1s. Just got 1 pin, which I'll pop on Jones. And the sniper got a 2, which means he stays pinned. Okay, back to me. So Sykes is gone. Oh, hang on, he's got 1 more shot, hasn't he? So he's going to shoot into that bunker. He misses. Okay, so then we're going to go with Jack. In fact, go with Jack. He gets 6. He moves up into this hex for 1, and then he's going to rally Jones for 3. So that leaves 2. And then he's going to, Jones and Watts, order them to fire. They get 3 dice into that hex, which doesn't work. It's all misses. Then we got Watts himself, gets a 6. He is going to... I'll tell you what he's going to do. This may be daft, but he's going to put Jones in that bunker. Okay, Jones, he says, go on. Here's a job for you, yeah. Assault that bunker, which has a fully loaded and ready to fire HMG in it, and we think there's probably a sniper in there as well still. So, you know, do your best. So for 1, he moves into the bunker. And then for 3, he's ordered to assault. This is such an important role. We get 1 hit, and that will be applied to the sniper. So the sniper has been eliminated. Okay. Now Jones is then ordered to throw a grenade for 1. And he gets a 5, so he gets 5 attack dice. So his grenade works out much better than the last one that was thrown in this game. Can't remember who threw it, but 5 dice. And unfortunately, that is all misses. We don't re-roll the 1s, even though we're on higher ground, because the HMG is also on higher ground. And then finally he gets a 1, he can fire his rifle, which he does, and that is a hit. But the HMG has a 2+ save, and does indeed save it. So they are now engaged with each other. The HMG still has benefit of cover for certain purposes. That's all them done. Sergeant Ray then, Staff Sergeant Ray, we've got to keep pushing on up here, I think. Just ignore everything else that's going on. So we've got 5 orders. We're going to have to unpin Lopez. It's a shame that guy's still there, really is. So we unpin him for 2, and then we just haven't got enough to fire his grenade launcher. So Lopez then is ordered to fire into the objective hex, and he misses. We've got 1 more order. We can't, I mean, Ray could move, but he doesn't want to move into those woods yet. Ray can't see through to fire because of the trees, so I have to leave that there. I think he can't see this guy. He can't see this, can't shoot into there because of Jones. That's us done. Let's do the Germans. Okay, so the guy who's engaged here will go first. He gets a 4, which means he wants to throw a grenade. So we do the same thing. He rolls a dice to see how much he gets. Gets 4, and that's got a pin result on it. So we can pin one of these, or pin Howe. Doesn't really matter at this stage. Working up the board. Anyone else engaged? There wasn't there? We got rid of him. Oh no, there. The HMG is engaged. In fact, we don't really need to roll for him because 1 to 6 is always fire. So they will always fire when you attack them at close range. So this is at Jones. It's a 5 and a 6. Again, they're not re-rolling 1s because they're both on the same level. So Jones is pinned. His save is 3+ from the bunker. He hasn't got the cover, of course. He rolls a 1, so he has been hit. And he's now in a bad position as well. He's also pinned, so that's not good. The guy here then goes next. He gets a 3 and wants to fire. You fire at Sykes. What is he? He's a rifle guy. Firing at Sykes, he misses. And then we've got over here the SMG guy gets a 1. Okay, he wants to hide if he can, but we can see him, so he can't. Lopez can. And then he'll find cover. And for a 3+, that is a success. So there's now cover in that hex. The other guy in that hex gets a 6. He wants to assault somebody, can't do that, so he'll move to the best cover he can, which is that one. Doesn't have to be better than the cover he's already in, by the way, just best cover he can get. Then he'll want to fire, but there's no one to fire at from there, so he won't. The LMG hopefully won't fire. He doesn't fire. Brilliant. Gets a 2, so he's looking for higher ground. He's already got it. He's already in cover. He won't fire. HMG doesn't really matter. He's already in higher ground in cover. He won't do anything. Turn 11. Oh, hang on. Have they got any pinned? No pinned Germans? No. Okay. Right, back to us. Let's go Staff Sergeant Ray. We've got to just move, I think, really. And we just keep... We've got to move. I don't think we can get to where we want to go otherwise. In fact, I'll keep that for Ray, but I don't want to do Ray first. I'm going to do Sergeant Jack first. So he gets 6, so he's going to send Watts out there for 1. And then he's going to move into this bunker himself. No, he's not. He's going to order Sykes to go into that bunker for 1, and then he's going to order Sykes to assault. He's still got 1 order left. So Sykes assaults, gets absolutely nothing. And for 1 order left, he's going to order Sykes to fire his gun at the HMG. And that gets nothing either. Awful. Sykes himself gets 6 orders. Well, that's good news. So he's going to use 3 of those to assault. Yes, absolutely stomped it this time. Okay, the HMG moves out, the cover disappears because that's German cover, remember. Still got 3 orders as Sykes. So he's going to use 2 of those to spot the hidden soldier, which only leaders and scouts can do. He's going to spot that guy, he's in line of sight, and then he's got 1 more, which he's going to fire, and he misses. He probably should have taken cover, shouldn't he? Never mind. Then we do Staff Sergeant Ray. Staff Sergeant Ray gets 5 orders. No, he doesn't, sorry. I've already rolled through them, haven't I? He gets 3 orders. Staff Sergeant Ray gets 3 orders. So he's going to push Watts up again. He's going to move up him. No, he's not. He's going to order Lopez to fire at that hex. That's a miss. He's going to order Watts to fire. He can't actually. He's too far away, isn't he? Can't order Watts to do anything now. Nothing else to do with that then. And then Watts himself, of course, hasn't been yet. Oh, and he gets 1, but he's going to move there because I've got to get a leader into that building's hex. I've also got to clear everything out of the way. It's never going to work, but I'm just going to keep going. This is desperate. It's all gone wrong again somewhere. Not sure where. Back to the Germans. This guy is engaged. He rolls a 1, so therefore he will assault again. He doesn't get anything. I mean, they could survive this mission. You never know. Could survive. What else have we got? We've got this soldier here. Gets a 1. Oh, he wants to hide. He can't hide. Therefore, he wants to look for cover, which he doesn't get either. SMG here gets a 5. He wants to move to a hex with US in it, which there is there, and then assault. So we kind of left ourselves open to this, didn't we? And that's 2 hits, and that's going to kill Corporal Watts. And at that point, I think I can safely say I've lost. I don't think there's physically any way I can get another leader to the objective hex with 1 turn to go. And even if I could, I'd still need to remove all these German units because you have to have no German units on any adjacent hex. It's not going to happen, so I'll call it a day there. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed that.